welcome back to my channel. This is Jamila Creates, where I create beautiful things. Yesterday, I was doing a tutorial on Blender. Not a tutorial. I'm not good enough to do a tutorial yet. I'm new to it, but I was trying to show y'all my process for making notions for my sewing, which is a several part process. And my file type got corrupted and disappeared from my computer. Whoops. I'm new to using recording software. I've used it like once before, and I didn't like features about that software, so I tried a new one, and this one saves to the wrong file type. So, here's my second attempt. That's okay, because yesterday Blender was giving me trouble anyway. So some of the tutorial is cut off. Not tutorial. Some of the not tutorial is cut off. But I hope you enjoy and maybe even learn a few things, though I cannot guarantee that. And I'll show y'all the processes that I do have for making my 3D zipper pulls. This is going to be a couple of videos long because in addition to 3D printing said zipper pulls, I'm also going to be 3D printing a mold of them just to see which one works better. I have a whole process. It'll make sense when I show y'all. So let's start the video. All right then.
I'm going to size everything in the scene up just a little bit, really not by much, because something is happening that's incorrect here. Okay, and then as for you, well, this is working. It is a much thinner one than it was before. Let's delete that. This one, I'm going to keep it this time as a, I'm going to keep it this time being completely round on the bottom. I think it looked better like that. And then this, I'm going to have to scale on the Z-axis and bring down until I think it's even. And then I think I'm also going to have to scale it on the Y-axis just a little bit. I even want to bring it down on the Z-axis. I don't want bits that can be broken off. Oh, right. Control A. Oops, Control A. I apply the scale. This, by the way, I think can be a little bigger. And I think what I want to do is test it out first. Like print all this stuff out, 3D print all this stuff out first. And then see how I like it. Alright, Shift-D, and then click so that doesn't move. Do this. Scale it way down. Still too big. Will it fit now? Come on, just fit. Even more. I think I'm gonna have to flatten it a little bit, but I'm not sure how that's going to go in terms of 3D printing. Finally, no, it's clipping. What if I rotate it? Okay. All this work, but I could also just put a metal ring on it and call it a day. It's clipping slightly, but I think if I were to rotate it, it would be fine. Alright, these two. Looks like a bad Christmas decoration. Let's put that in the center of that. And we are going to have to do some major editing on this block right here. Let's go into edit mode. Click on this, hit G. Boop. Boop. It's doing an awful lot of clipping, but I think it's supposed to. Alright. Now for these. I guess this would be better if I had a mirror modifier on it. Huh. Well, I'm not doing that because I don't want to.
I'm not sure how well this is gonna stick. I don't know how this was done. And at this point, I'm thinking I should just have the thumb ring be as is and have a little piece sticking out. Maybe take this apart and use it as a mold for something else. I can see what advice the professionals give me and see if they disagree, but I just going to make a 3D tag. Some people would do this with a plane. I'm thinking I'm just gonna do it with a cube. Okay. A tiny cube. There's probably a better way to do this, but Control Z if you mess up. Or Z. I keep watching these tutorials where they're not from the US and they're doing things like saying things like Z. Okay. So it's just a basic square. It's gonna be kind of big. Actually, on move function item. Okay. dimensions. Oh, 10.9 inches on the x-axis seems excessive. How about 4 inches? All right, and then y is also at 4, but maybe it should be at 2. Okay, and z 0.5. And the thickness, how thick is my phone? Oh, 0.5 is kind of a lot. How about, wait, 3.5. Yeah. That's better. It's a little thick, but for the purposes of this tutorial, I think that it's fine. Now I'm just gonna make little holes for it to be cut through. So hit Shift A, Mesh, and I'm gonna go with a UV sphere this time. That is way too big. And I pulled it. Okay. Up you go. Over here you go. And this is not a necessary way of doing things. It's actually quite a stupid way of doing things. Yet I persist. Okay. Can you not? Thank you. There we go. It is halfway through the thing. And now, to make it halfway on this axis, want to be about there. And of course, scaling it down some more. I think this is a good size for a hole. And then again, just making it halfway up. Maybe a little more than halfway. Okay. And shade smooth. Shift D. G and X will make it so that, oops, I guess Shift D didn't work. Okay. Shift D. Is there. Okay. G for grab. And X to keep it along the X axis. And for some reason, it's not copying. Okay. Shift D, X. There we go. That was more of an ordeal than it should have been. Okay. Add a modifier, Boolean modifier, Control S, Object, Sphere 1, Apply. S, delete Sphere 1. Okay. Add a modifier, Boolean, Control S, Object, Sphere. Make sure you're on Difference and Extract, and then you have to apply it before you can move or delete anything. Then you can delete this. And we have this. The holes were too big. I hate it. Okay. Now what we do is that we make sure that we're in the Z view. Z. And now to hit Shift A, and down here you see that they have text. And it's probably gigantic. Yep. So I'm going to scale it down. Move it. Not rotate it, scale it down. Kind of like that size. Except I think it'll have to be even smaller to fit what I want it to say. So that went into the middle of this. Okay, and material property. Oh yeah, there's an A here. So I'm just going to fill in that. You have different options for font. That's all good. Transform. Oh. Control A. Scale. Object font. I bet if I had more fonts to play with, I could find something really neat for this, but I don't want to do that just yet. Custom properties. Oh, how did they do it? Okay, so I just remembered it. There was a couple more things I forgot to show too, so I'm glad I looked that up. Let's see. Alignment, there we go. It defaults to left, but we want it at center. Here and center there, and now I can move it. Center. And center. Okay. And now we go from object mode here to edit mode. And you can see a cursor showed up. Usually I hit backspace. Oh, the text is the same colors. Lovely. All right. I'm just going to put Z as in. Go back to object mode. Okay, this needs to be scaled down just a little. I'm a little nervous about being too small now. But we'll see. Maybe the kerning is too big. The kerning is massive. But I'll let y'all play around with that kind of thing. Because I don't see... word spacing. There we go. I don't want it to be the same word, but... My gosh. Okay. All right. So I just took spacing and up and lowered the word spacing just a little bit to there. And then what I'm supposed to do is go to modifier, Control S, decimate. And I forgot about these settings, so I'll be right back. Sorry, I know that's annoying. Okay, so you want to click on planar. You see how it says face count here is 7, and on collapse it was 415. Just going to show you that is a lot. So planar gets rid of all that, makes the face count 7. So I'm going to apply this. I'm in edit mode. Why won't it let me apply? For this object type. Okay. So before I edit it, I think I have to turn it into an object. So convert this to mesh, and now I can add a modifier. Decimate, get a planar, apply. Control S. See in edit mode that there's a lot of these things, a lot of vertices. So I will be back in a second to tell you how to fix that. Sorry, I really shouldn't have started this if I didn't know what I was doing, but we're here now. Okay, I figured it out. We want mesh up here in this panel, and then merge by distance. So it's mesh, merge, and then by distance. And then we want this is incredibly low, so we want this to be point. Oh. Oh God. On the tutorial, he was in the default millimeters. This should be interesting. Let's try 0.01 and hope for the best. Fingers crossed. Oh, before I hit, yeah, just save that real quick. Nothing happened. 0.01 perhaps is the way to go. If I up it to 5, it disappears. This was the default. It should be larger than that. Maybe 0.1? Oh, that actually looks really cool, but not what I'm going for. How about 0.5? I'm going the opposite direction, aren't I? 0.05. 0.5. Looks a little better. I think 0.09. Nope, wrong direction. I'm having trouble with this. 0.02. 0.03. I think that's as good as I'm gonna get it. Okay, so 0.03 inches. Again, if you measured all your things in millimeters, it would probably help you out. I did not. So yeah, there's that. Going into object mode here. And I don't like it being see-through. I want to be able to see it. Let's move this up. It has to be over the other mesh. You can see it right there. Click on it again. And this is flat, so I'm going to have to do a solidify modifier. Before you do modifiers, hit Control S. Solidify. Woo! It's very solid. I'm gonna bring the thickness down a little bit, but I'm also going to push it into the thing. And I think I want to be like halfway, maybe a little more than halfway, so I think this is actually good. And then we hit apply on the solidifiers, modifiers, excuse me, and then we go back to our cube and we add the Boolean modifier. And then for object, we click on this little object clicker and we click text. Helps if you actually click on it and then apply. I'm just going to take the text and move it. You can see we have done an engraving. So yeah, neat little trick. And I think that's all I'm going to show y'all today. I know it wasn't really much, but it was hours and hours of work that led to not very much. So I hope y'all enjoyed, and next time I will be showing you to make a D-ring and maybe a few other things. Hopefully I'll get out a tutorial on the dog sculpture soon and on making these into a mold, because this is only the first half of the sculpting it. And then I want to convert them into molds that can then be 3D printed. But I also want to 3D print these as originals as well and use mold putty on those and see which one works better. None of that made sense out loud, but it will when I get to it, which is hopefully soon. Anyway, I hope y'all have a great week or 2 weeks or however many weeks until I see y'all again. Until then, happy computering! Bye.